तेरा सब कुछ समर्पण समर्पण, जीवन के दाता सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण। सदा के साथी सच्चे सहारे, तेरे थे तेरे हैं तेरे ही रहेंगे, तुम्हारी ही श्रीमत पे चलते रहेंगे, कहेंगे जो भी हम वो करते रहेंगे। दिल के दिलाराम दिल से हम कहते, दिलों जान से बाबा तुझ पे है अर्पण। प्राणों के प्यारे बाबा हमारे, तुझे तेरा सब कुछ समर्पण समर्पण, जीवन के दाता सांसों के स्वामी, ये नैया की पतवार तुमको है अर्पण।
Om Shanti. Good morning. Very warm welcome to today's Murli class. So, before I read this Murli, I would like to show two pictures. So, in today's Murli, Baba is talking about that Narayan stage. So, this picture will give you a lot of scope for journeying and also understanding today's Murli very well. So in this, on the path of devotion, it is shown as this, that Narayan is lying down on the bed of vices, and on the path of knowledge, Baba is lying down here. So Baba talked about this memorial in this Murli. And other than that, Baba also talked about the highest stage, elevated stage, what is best and what is waste. Did a very good comparison between these two. And the method that we need to use to remain unshakable and to become a conqueror of obstacles, and how to help others to become that. And also touched upon the double light. What does it mean to be double light? And the meaning of double light. So without much delay, let's get started. So the Murli dated is 23rd 09 1973. Rakiban, can you share the Murli screen? Can you share the screen? Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. Give me a few seconds.
Sure. So the title of the Murli is Those Who Give Light and Might to the Souls of the World have a right to the world. Those who give light and might to the souls of the world have a right to the world. Baba says, do you perform every action whilst considering yourself to be the elevated souls of the highest on high Father, who are constantly stabilized in the most elevated stage? It is remembered of the Father, your name is elevated, your task is elevated, and your abode is elevated. According to this, do you also consider yourself to be the special souls who, like the Father, have an elevated name and perform an elevated task? Do you pay attention that you don't create even one wasteful or ordinary thoughts? Baba is asking, like, do we pay attention that not to have wasteful thoughts or ordinary thoughts? This is known as an elevated stage. Do you experience yourself to be those who have such an elevated stage? Whilst you have wasteful thoughts, speak wasteful words, or perform wasteful deeds, you cannot become the best. When you have waste, you cannot become the best. There can only be either the best, elevated, or waste. Just as when it is the day, the night cannot exist. And when it is the night, the day cannot exist. In the same way, where there is waste, you cannot become the best. So the whole effort that each one of us making here is to get rid of the waste. So Baba also explaining very beautifully to become or how to remove the waste. Let's continue. So in order to become the best, you have to finish the waste. When the waste is finished, then no matter what task the soul is performing, no matter what atmosphere or circumstances the soul is living in, are like, even in the midst of an upheaval, you will experience remaining in rest. Scientists nowadays, on the basis of their knowledge of science, are able to give others the experience of rest by giving them an injection at the time they experience sorrow. Are they not? In the same way, no matter how much uproar or how impure the atmosphere is, when the power of silence, with the power of silence, because of having finished the waste and having stabilized yourself in the stage of the best, you will constantly experience rest. That is, you will constantly experience yourself to be resting on a bed of peace and happiness. There is a picture of the memorial of this. Yeah, we saw that picture. Papa is lying down, right, on the rest of, resting on the piece of the bed, peace and happiness. So Baba is talking about that memorial. There is a picture of the memorial of this. There is the upheaval of ocean waves, and whilst being in the ocean, even whilst resting on a bed of snakes, that is, even whilst the atmosphere and circumstances are of sorrow, there is still the experience of rest. Okay, the atmosphere, circumstances is upheaval, but the stage is of resting, right? Experience of rest. This means that even when there is such a situation or such an atmosphere that bites or shakes you, and though the poison would make you unconscious, you make such an atmosphere into a bed of peace and happiness. That is, you make that place into a place of rest, which means you let the soul constantly remain your stage of rest. So, do you have the practical experience of the image of the memorial in your life? So, do you have the practical experience of the image of the memorial in your life? Now, Baba is saying, to remain peaceful or cool in a atmosphere that the situation demands. Baba says to remain cool in an atmosphere of coolness is not a big thing, or to remain comfortable when you have the facilities for comfort is also ordinary. However, to stay comfortable in a situation of restlessness is known as being multi-million times fortunate. When the situation is favoring, we remain peaceful or we remain cool. That's not a big thing. That's what Baba says. So while staying amidst the ocean of poison, to make the five vices a bed for your rest, peace and happiness, that is to become victorious over the vices from now and for all time and remain engaged in churning knowledge and in celebrating a meeting with the Father. So there's going to be upheavals, there's going to be waves coming from the ocean, but we remain stabilized in our elevated stage. Baba says, engage in churning knowledge and celebrating a meeting with the Father. Okay. Those who are stabilized in such a stage, that is, those who are constantly observed in meeting the Father, are constantly free from obstacles. If you are not observed in deep love, then there are definitely obstacles. Are the obstacles now being defeated when attacking you, or are you still being defeated by the obstacles? Is it possible that even now you are still being defeated? That is impossible, is it not? At this time, are you those who defeat others or the ones who are defeated? Since you yourself have become free from obstacles, okay, since you yourself have become free from obstacles, what is the duty of those who are going to be free from obstacles? Some are still becoming this, whereas others have already become this. Okay, Baba is saying some are becoming this, free from obstacles, some have already become that. So those who are to become this, those who are to become this are busy with themselves, Because as long as they themselves have not become this, they can only carry out this task of making others this according to their capacity. Okay. However, what is the duty of those who have already become this? Their duty is to make others this. So you're making others this, are you not? Are you practicing charity begins at home? That is, have you made your companions this? Who are your companions? The companions of the Brahmin family. After making your companions the same as yourself, you have to make them the same as the Father. Okay, after making the companions, your companion the same as yourself, you have to make them same as the Father. However, it is however, it is enough if you carry out the first stage of making them the same as you. Not as the Father, but at least the same as you. What is the duty of those who have become this? What should their form be at the present time? Some replied, destroyer of obstacles. Acha. How will you become a destroyer of obstacles? With which form will you destroy so that you're able to serve the world easily? What is that form? That of a double light and might house. That of being a double light and might house. Why did Baba say double? Because you have to perform two tasks. That's why this double. Okay. So what are those two tasks? Baba is going to explain that too. To some, you have to show the path to liberation. And to others, you have to show the path to liberation in life. These are the two double tasks. Double tasks. You have to one is to show them the path to liberation, and the other is to show the path to liberation in life. You have to you don't have to show just one path, but two paths, and you have to make each soul reach their destination. Therefore, those who have become this should have the form of double light and might, so that whilst being in one place on the basis of your light and might, are you able to show wandering souls everywhere their destination? So are you busy in the stars? There should now be a balance between both light and might. Simply having light will not do, and simply having might will not do. When there is an accurate balance of the two, what blessing will you give with your light and might to all those children of the blind? What will they receive as a blessing? So it's not just becoming light and might, it is also to give them blessings. So Baba is asking what blessings, what will they receive as a blessing? In the scriptures, it has been remembered that the Kaurava community, the children of the blind, were blind. Give them the blessing of divine insight, the third eye. In fact, the donation of sight is said to be the most elevated donation. If someone doesn't have sight, the world doesn't exist for him. Okay, beautiful line. If someone doesn't have sight, the world doesn't exist for him. It's not just the physical eyes, and all, but it's also the third eye of wisdom. Both ways. Both ways it is matter. Call it the greatest donation of life, Jivan Dan. a blessing, Varadan, or the greatest donation, Mahadan. It is this. So give the blind divine insight or the donation of the third eye, through which they are able to see their destination of liberation and liberation in life. If they can't see it, how could they reach there? Therefore, become a double light in mind. Become a double light in my house. Keep a good balance between the two and give every soul the blessing of the third eye. This is the duty of elevated souls. If you have light and might just for yourself, okay, if you have light and might just for yourself, then you cannot be called a lighthouse. If you have light and might in yourself, then give the then give the great donation blessings to your companions and to the souls of the world. And then Baba is giving a good example. If a bulb does not spread its light, but only lights up the little area around itself, would you say that the bulb is of you would say that the bulb is of no use, would you not? So check yourself. Have I become one who is only able to spread my light and might around myself, or have I become one who can give light and might to the whole world? To the extent that you are able to spread your light now, so you will claim a right to a small or a large kingdom accordingly in the future. Okay. So if you become instrumental to give only a few souls light and might, then there too you will only claim a right to rule over a few souls. Okay. If you are a world server here, you become a ruler of the world kingdom. So it's based on your service also that you will become, whether you will rule a panchayat or you will rule the whole world. So very good example. Let's read one more paragraph. There are those who make others claim the right to a kingdom, and they are called teachers. They would become those. Those who teach the royal activities. They would become those who teach the royal activities, but they would not become those who rule. Will you become those who teach how to rule, or those who actually rule? In the golden age too, there would be teaching. Even if just in name, would there not be a teaching? A teacher who teaches royal activities is said to be the kingdom, but not one who has a right to the kingdom. You can either be one who is in the kingdom or one who has a right to the kingdom. However, only those who are not subservient to their nature, sanskar, or thoughts at this time will claim a right. Okay, so there is a condition applied to becoming or to become the emperor or ruler. The condition is you have to become first self-sovereign and then rule over your thoughts, nature, and your sanskar. When you claim a right here, then you will claim a right there. Is someone who is even now subservient to his thoughts, one who has claimed a right? Is someone who is even now subservient to his thoughts, one who has claimed a right? He is even subservient to his thoughts, is he not? Therefore, you must now not to be subservient to your thoughts, your nature, your sanskar. Therefore, you must now not be subservient to your thoughts, your nature, and your sanskar. Those who have now claimed a right over all of these will become the ones who have a right to the kingdom. So now calculate for yourself how much you remain subservient to them and how much you have claimed a right over them. Then from this result, you can have a vision of your own future. That is, you will then be able to recognize yourself in the mirror and see what your features will be in the future for 21 births. You can see your features for 21 births if you have made your mirror of the power of self-recognition that powerful. In a physical mirror, you are only able to see your present, no matter how powerful a mirror is, even though you are also able to see something very far away. That also only belongs to this world, does it not? You are not able to see your future through that. However, you have received such a powerful mirror of the power of recognition that not only are you able to see your future one birth, but in fact your future 21 births. Then on the basis of your 21 births and on the basis of your future status, you would also be able to see your role as a worshipper. So do you continually look at the powerful mirror you have received from Bapdada? Are you able to see yourself clearly, or do you also need someone else to look at the mirror? Would someone who is Trikaldarshi need anyone else? Someone who is Trikaldarshi is able to know the future of others. Someone who is Trikaldarshi is able to know the future of others. So can you not know your own future? So let's take a pause here. Let's read the second half tomorrow. Let's take a minute silence and reflect on what we have read so far, and we can share. Om Shanti. Now feel free to share whatever point touched your heart or whatever you would like to carry away with you today. Papa said many things today.
Om Shanti, brother. Today, my takeaway point is we are the elevated souls of the highest on High Father. Baba constantly stabilized in the most elevated state. Baba's name, task, and about everything elevated. So, as the elevated soul, we must be best, not waste. Waste means having wasteful thought, speak wasteful words, or perform wasteful deeds. So when we erase all the waste means, then Baba says we are all best. So finish the waste means doing the best. Om Shanti.
Right, right, yeah. So the effort that each one of us is making is to remove the waste. So when the whole waste is gone, then we'll become Devatas. So the Purushartha that we have to do is to get rid of those waste. Baba gave beautiful words, words like best and waste and day and night. It's like waste is like night and best is like day. We don't meet each other. Elevated and having an elevated stage and not having an elevated stage. Elevated stage means best. Not elevated stage means waste. Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Shanti, brother.
Shanti, sister.
As you were reading the Murli, there were two pictures which came up my mind. One is I am Vishnu. I always see how peacefully, nicely, smiling, with his hand on his head, he's resting on a bed of snakes, and that too in that ocean, which is it's so tumultuous ocean and all. Not only that, he's getting work done from others. I'm talking about the original picture where Lakshmi is massaging his leg,
Right?
and how peaceful he's sitting, and still people come down to him, like if there's a war or there's anything, all these devis and devtas come to him and ask him, please help us and all. So when this one thing where Baba said about that injection and all which is given, I just said, oh, how comfortable in that. So for us, Vishnu is a person who has conquered everything, who has conquered the five vices. So he sits on the bed of snake. He's a world server, so he's being served now, as well as no ocean and nothing. So I got that first picture. I am Vishnu. Because whenever I visit this Padmanabha Swami temple in Trivandrum, I love that way of peacefulness which he sings. The second image which I got is Vinayaka. Because immediately the next memorial, Baba is speaking, destroyer of obstacles. So that is one more picture I got within myself. I don't know why I'm just attaching myself to the deities, but that's the picture which I got today. Vigna Vinasha. My Baldata hu, I am intelligent, I'm also merciful, as Vinayaka is always merciful in all his divine acts. So these two pictures which Baba has mentioned, and why he has mentioned, because unless I have conquered the vices, I am sitting in rest, I have conquered all the obstacles, how can I go out and serve others? So these two conditions which he has given, I was just picturing it. Okay, this is me. So I like these two, and I was just more absorbed in this picture, Vishnu and Vinayaka.
Right, beautiful. Yeah, very well said, Girija sister. Very nice. You summarized the whole Murli actually. Very nice. Yeah, so Papa talked about it as our memorial, right? So whatever situation, shaking situation is coming, as you can see, the Vishnu is relaxing, churning knowledge, and he's resting on a bed of peace and happiness. That's what Baba says. Yeah, thank you for sharing it.
Om Shanti, brother. Very nice, Murli, and very nicely rendered. And going ahead with what Sister just said about Lord Vishnu and, overcoming the vices and that beautiful picture. My one more takeaway point definitely is the line where Baba says, "Are you just like the bulb that only lights up a little area around you? Or are
Right.
you the light of might and powerhouse which lights up the entire world?" And I would like to see myself as one of the angels of Baba lighting up the world. That Lakshya, I want to make it in my mind,
Right.
that wherever I go, wherever I speak, I'm only an instrument of Baba and spreading his message. I would like to be there. I mean, that's what is my thought when I was reading those lines. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Yeah. Thank you, sister. Yeah. So
Mm,
small. Yeah, go ahead.
Just to add what the lovely sister just said, this Vishnu and all what you're saying is something which came from the Murli. But from the time I took the knowledge, my one picture was two things. One is Gyan Surya, to be like the father. And the other, always, this lighthouse, always attracted me a lot. And I used to really wait when Baba explains about, he's giving you so much. He compares what is a searchlight. Searchlight, you can only see that part, small thing in front of you. But what is a lighthouse? See what a height it is. And in that lighthouse, and how those rays go in all these four directions. The way it goes like that, and the way it goes like that. Sometimes it is used for catching criminals. But for me, in that lighthouse, I've got the picture of Baba with me. So in that light is the picture of him. So that light, when I spread among the people, it's like spreading light. I really love this concept of lighthouse, because unlike a searchlight, this lighthouse, I can cast my vision far away. As Baba, as the sister rightly said, bulb is a small distance, but see, lighthouse means I can go far, like the difference between a microscope and a telescope to see far. And I have got divine in me. Then later, very recently, Baba explained, light is Paramdham. Might is also Paramdham. Both are there. So that with the power of my silence, if I have, and I can go beyond the sound to Paramdham, get that light, get that night, and become a lighthouse. This is actually my favorite concept, Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Thank you. So we have to become lighthouse, not just a small light, which will give light, which will spread the light only in a little area. So we have to become big lighthouse and spread the light to the entire world. Okay, thank you. Anyone else?
Just wanted to add, brother, on the same lighthouse point. Actually, when I'm meditating, I'm visualizing not the lighthouse. I'm visualizing that I'm already in Paramdham with Baba and the supreme light. And that light is all over the earth, all over the solar system, all over the universe. And I'm part of that light, which is spreading my own light as well through that light. So I don't know, every time I meditate, for me it's not the lighthouse, it's actually from the top, the light going everywhere. Just thought I'll share. Om Shanti.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it's like you go with a torch, right? And then
Yeah.
you light it on the globe from there, standing in Parandam or with Baba. Yeah, very beautiful stage, and you can experience Baba's company there as well. Anyone else would like to share? Okay. So the first thing that Baba said today is, we started with that High Father is remembered in three things, right? The elevated name, elevated task. His task is elevated, and this abode is also elevated. And then Baba talked about what is the elevated stage. Okay, elevated stage is not to create anything wasteful or ordinary thoughts. So when we have best, then we are elevated stage. When your stage is not elevated, then wasteful thoughts, speak wasteful words, perform wasteful deeds, so on. And Baba also said you rest in upheaval. When you are and when your stage is elevated, that's what is shown in that picture. The ocean waves is coming all over and creating a lot of chaotic and shaking situation all around. But as you can see, Narayan is laying down peacefully and churning knowledge, experiencing and observed in the love of the Almighty. Right, so that is also elevated stage. And then Baba just compared that best, use that best and waste also, day and night. Day means best, and night means again waste. And yeah, we know that each one of us need to work towards getting rid of this waste or finishing the waste. And then when we finish the waste, then it'll become, we eventually become best. Right. And then later Baba talked about the that memorial picture, that all, that shaking situation. See, it's very true. Like when the situation is favoring, that situation is under control, or everybody is doing very nice, then we remain peaceful or remain in coolness. Is we are not. It's not a big thing. That's what Baba says. So we have to be stable, or we have to have a cool or stable situation, elevated situation. When the situation is shaking, that's what is the elevated stage. And who can remain constantly free from obstacles? Baba said, those who observe in deep love can remain free from obstacles. And there are two stages. Either you are defeated by obstacles, or you are defeating the obstacles. Okay, either you are defeated by obstacles or you are defeating. So each one of us can check what is our stage, either we are defeated by obstacles or we are defeating them. And then Baba said, charity begins at home. When we have become that obstacle, conquerors of obstacles, so we should help our companions to defeat their obstacles and make them same as the Father. Or if not same as the Father, then at least make them same as yourself. What is then Baba said, the form of destroyer of obstacles, double light and night. And Baba also explained what is this double stands for. Double means two tasks to perform. One is to show the path to liberation, and the other is to show the path to liberation in life. These two tasks. So that's the double task that Baba has given us. And then Baba went on saying we are responsible for showing them their destination of each souls, even the wandering souls. So that's our responsibility to show them the path to liberation or liberation in life. And then Baba said, give them blessing. The greatest donation that one can give is the donation of sight, third eye, divine sight. That's the biggest donation that one can give. And then Baba says, make your state so elevated that you are not able to spread, you are able to spread the light and might to the whole world, not like the bulb, not the small bulb, which can spread the light only in a small area. So become a world server, serve the whole world. That's how you will become a king. The more you do service, based on that, your kingdom size will also be decided here. If you give light and might a small number, then your kingdom will be accordingly small. And the last part Baba said is to become a ruler of the self. Check your thoughts, natures, and scars. So each one of us has got a mirror today to check this. Baba gave us mirror. Anyone else would like to add?
Brother, I just want to ask you a question. As you were reading and summarizing the Murli, this one sentence attracted me where Baba said you've got double task. You have to show everyone the path to liberation, mukti, and jivan. I always used to think my job as Baba's helper is to just show how to reach God. Him coming down to the heaven or to the liberation in life is his own effort or his own number wise according to that. Because we all know Baba says for all the 6 billion souls, their final destination is Paramdham. But when today Baba spoke of the double task, it just kept thinking me like introducing them to God as a concept is such a big thing. Introducing them to Satyug, a kind of, they say it is a fickle of imagination and all. So I was just thinking, how did Baba put that onus of the task on me? I always used to think, just show all the gate to, the final gate to Paramdham.
Right, yeah. Anyone would like to show more lights on this? So, just to add to what Kitchaben said, there are so many souls, right? Nearly 800 crores. So we know not everyone will take this knowledge, or not everyone will come. Liberation in life, that means in Satyug. So here, double task now, we have to become the instrument of God, and we give them the message of God. So when the destruction comes, when they have to go to Parandam, that time comes, they will have that Sakshatkar where Baba is going to portray that Baba had sent you as his messenger to give his message. So that Sakshatkar, that soul will have, and that's how he will get the liberation. That's where he might understand, or towards the end he might understand. And then of course, those who are this deity clan, when you give this gyan, they will have that touching inside that, okay, this is the ultimate knowledge, or this is what I've been looking for all in my life. They will have that realization, God's realization, and they start following this knowledge. That's what my understanding is. Anyone else would like to show more lights? Feel free. If not, we can move on to meditation. Okay. Let's move on to meditation.
Brother, before meditation, can you also
Sure. Sorry, yeah, just forgot that. So yeah, this Sunday we have a master class. It will be conducted by BK Dr. E.V. Swaminathan Bhai. And Rakiben, is it based on some Murli, or would you like
the title is given, so I've sent the flyer to you. The title of this session is The Power of the Powers, Spirituality.
Yeah. I don't have, I can't share that now. We'll be putting it in the group, right?
Yeah, we will put that across.
Okay, yeah. So the title is The Power of Powers, Spirituality. Swaminathan Bhai is a very expert, right? He's a senior Rajyoga teacher, professor, trainer, corporate trainer, and he has done a lot of seva in all over the world. Military also, he has done a lot of seva. So it'll be a good chance to, it'll be a good chance for us to attend this class and listen to his insight about what all he will give us to improve our Purusharth, or what all tips and techniques that he can give us to apply that, in our day-to-day life, which will help us to do better in our Purusharth. Okay. With that, let's move on to meditation. So I'll take a moment to stabilize myself in my elevated stage. Double light form, lighthouse and might house. And I'm spreading the light to the whole world. And this light is showing the souls the path to liberation and the path to liberation in life. And I am blessing them all with a divine sight, the third eye. Let me visualize that me as a double light, flowing light in the form of a torchlight to the globe. And giving everyone this blessing. Om Shanti. Thank you. So homework for today is, whoever you meet today, simply give them this blessing. Let them have the third eye, divine insight. Thank you. Over to you, Rakhi Ben. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. See you all tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.